Okay, take two. Hi guys, my name is Thom, and this is some domination on Nuketown, and welcome to the next part of How I Met Melinders. For those that are just finding this video, I think I made a playlist, and I'm gonna try and put it in the description. We are approaching the end of this story, and so I would finally make the playlist for it as I reach the end of it. But what can you do? But let's get on with the show. So last time I talked about Cassie and how we broke up, and I'm just going to say I'm going to try and cut it short because I want to focus on rather the feelings that I kind of got from it. And so Cassie broke up with me while I was watching Ice Age with some kids that I had taken to see it. I was working at a daycare at the time. I got broken up via voicemail and an index card. And of course, it's not the most classy way to break up with someone, so I felt like shit when it happened. And, I can't really remember details other than that. I called a friend. I started crying. I cried. I felt, I went through kind of everything you could go through. A little bit of anger. Really, though, what always kicks in for me in the breakup is you are suddenly aware how alone you are. You start to miss, I don't know, just the physical company of having that person there. But luckily, there's so much bullshit, and that's something that I try to keep in mind, in situations like that, where you can have this... kind of falling out, whether it's a friend or a lover, asking yourself, were the good times, did they outweigh just kind of the times where the person made you feel like shit, and Cassie had so much drama connected to her, no matter how much fun she was, the arguments and just, the amount of stress that came with that relationship wasn't worth it. And so I think like 3 days after we break up, I spent some time. I had a lot of fun with friends, and that was like the healthiest, post-breakup friendship time that I had because it just made me realize how much I'd missed being able to, I guess, selfishly make decisions, because now I'm free to kind of go out and do whatever it is I want. Even if I want to spend all day not giving a shit and playing, Call of Duty or just, walking around doing whatever, I can do it, and so that kind of freedom, I'd missed it, and so I welcomed it. A nice little twist of redemption is like, during that like 3 days time, I think it's like on the third day, Cassie texts me and she was on vacation in Florida at the time, and she tells me that she might have made a mistake and, should we get back together? She misses me. And I was able to confidently say that, at the time I did not miss her. And I can't, I honestly, I can't remember if I replied or not. I can't, because it's not in my personality just to be like, well, no, I don't miss you. But I didn't want to encourage it, which I end up, and this may happen to you every now and then too. As at first you're like, yeah, fuck this, I'm not getting involved in this, and then you get lonely. And you end up visiting with the girl again. I was guilty of that with Cassie, but sure enough, to prove that it was, meant to be like the breakup wise, that this was definitely not the relationship for me. The minute we start hanging out again, she starts arguing and the bullshit, and once I walked out from that one, it was with the don't look back mentality that second time. So I'm gonna skip. I have a good rest of the summer and a good rest of the fall, and now it is December. And we go on this trip to South Carolina. This is me and two friends of mine, where one of them, Jonathan, his parents own this condo, this timeshare out in South Carolina. There's this nice town called Surfside. It was really cool. It was on the beach, and, it gave me a little bit of time to think, get out of town, because I was spending like an unhealthy amount of time just schoolwork, video games. I wasn't seeing a lot of people. We had just started like writing the songs for Scene Enters the band. Like that was like right when we started working on them. And like put this in a context, time-wise on our nerd calendars, Modern Warfare 2 had just come out. So this is the December of Modern Warfare 2 entering the Call of Duty cycle. And, we spend a week there, and it was awesome. I love the beach. I love being on the ocean and the water, and, I spent a lot of time sleeping with the patio door open, so, and it was just great. You can just be out there with your friends, you're talking about whatever, and that, I think, is my favorite thing to do with friends. You're not really doing anything, you're just sitting around talking about whatever. We hang out on the front porch a lot here, and, chain smoke cigarettes and just shoot the shit. Whether or not you're a smoker, it's still, it's something I totally recommend doing if you have an awesome front porch and the weather's decent. Because, I don't know, it's just that kind of interaction where you guys can connect. That's always what it's been about for me. But let's kind of get back on topic. I know I'm really bad at staying on message. But, I'm trying to, work out being alone. And that's something that I feel is important. You really can't be in a relationship until you're comfortable being by yourself, and knowing that that person betters you rather than you needing that person, whether it's for selfish emotional reasons or financial or whatever. You want to be as independent as possible before you to me, when I haven't done it this way, it's gone to hell quickly, so I say this, of course, with a generalized you. But we get back, and my friend Philip, he was setting up this murder mystery game, and he wanted me to go, and, after a little bit of convincing, he convinced me to go, and so we went, and he had invited this girl, Carrie, and at first, he and Carrie were kind of flirting, and I know he was wanting to kind of hang out with her, and so I ignored her, because, we talked a lot during the dinner party, and she's, laughing at my jokes. I'm real bad at picking up when a girl's flirting, and so... I'm trying to have a good time, and I am, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of relaxed, and I don't know, it's the kind of first time I felt relaxed in a social, in a party setting in a long time without feeling stressed out or upset, and so, I'm having a really good time. And we go to this, this New Year's party, or not New Year's party, it's this belated Christmas party, I'm sorry, at my friend Michael's house. It's before Michael and I lived together, and it's the Beatles playing, and I remember just kind of getting crazy and having a good time, and just singing along and dancing, and just having a really good time, and kind of watching Phil and Carrie get along. But, and not really painting in another mind, just having fun, getting out. And so Phil and I then again, cut forward to New Year's. It's New Year's Eve, and we're getting ready to go out because we got invited back to Little Rock to, at this big party house where they're doing a house show with these two great bands that I love that were playing. And Carrie's there, and we're all watching the show and hanging out. And the countdown comes, and man, the New Year's countdown, it's super awkward if you're not with anybody, because you're just And I dig New Year's. I think I've made a commentary about this, but I'm all about fresh starts, fresh beginnings, being able to kind of, have a physical backup from the calendar that says yes, I can kind of start over and put kind of past bullshit behind me, And but the countdown happens. And everyone's kissing, and Phil starts making out with our friend Tracy. And, he's going to town, and they're just kind of doing it in the middle of the audience floor here where the show is. And I'm like, well, shit, I don't know. So I'm, looking away, just do. And then Carrie's there, and, somehow, details, we awkwardly... I kiss awkwardly for me. That's the kind of stuff I always overthink it. But and then I have this panic attack because I know that her and Phil were talking for a second, and so I have to stop and go. I just kind of walked away and had to go clear it with Phil. And he he was interested in this girl Tracy, and at the time, and so he didn't give a shit. And so I make my way through the party to try and find Carrie again, and I'll leave us on that cliffhanger where we can discuss how this will become a very gigantic mistake. But until then, guys, I hope you're enjoying this. It's I've had a good week. It's fun catching up with you guys this way. Hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday, and that you enjoyed the episode. If there are any suggestions, please let me know, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.